Hi guys, welcome to Retro Cycle Revival, and today I want to speak to you about doing a bike check before a bike ride to improve your, safety, and also you want to improve your performance as well on the bike, and you want to prevent major incidents that occur when you're going downhill really fast. You don't want the wheel falling off while you're going down the hill because you didn't check your bolt before you came out. So I'm just going to go through various aspects of checking your bike. So the number one will be the tires, number two will be the wheels, then brakes, drivetrain, frame, bolts and screws, and then accessories. Okay, so the first thing I like to check is the tires, just to make sure that they're pumped up. If there's any punctures or anything like that, are they flat? I like to use the recommended guidelines on the actual tire itself. So in this case, it's an 85 psi, and it helps to have a pump with a pressure gauge on it that will tell you both the psi and the bar, as that information is written on the tire as well. I also like to use a multiple valve pump as well, so a Presta and a Schrader pump, as I have both valves on this bike. So that's the Presta valve and that's the Schrader valve that I'm just demonstrating on there, and showing you how that pump goes on. The next thing is the wheels. I want to make sure that those wheels are turning correctly. They have no play in them. They not wobbling. The spoke tension is correct. Are they spinning true? It could be the hub that's causing the problem. So it's also good to check, as well as spinning them, to check side to side as well to see if there's any wobble in there. You don't want any wobble in the hub because that will give you lateral movement and vibration and a bit of more friction. And also check if those bolts are bolted into the frame correctly. Then we go on to the brakes. So the first thing I like to do is spin the wheel again and just hit those brakes and make sure that both sides are, in this case it's a V brake, so both sides, you have to make sure both sides are sort of equal. In this case, the right hand side is rubbing against the rim, which is a common problem with these V brakes. But then if you just loosen them, as I've done here, and get a screwdriver in there to tighten it. So you're tightening with the screwdriver to move the pad away from the rim as the screw pushes against the spring. And then you just tighten it back up again, and that should resolve your issue, depending on how well you adjust it. Also, the cable ends I check as well. The next thing is the drivetrain. So I like to check the crank arms, give them a quick spin, make sure that they are working correctly. Also checking the chain if it's well lubricated, and then giving those gears a quick switch up and down to make sure that they're not clunking or making any noise going up and down, or they have issues going up and down or skipping, in which case it's either too loose or too tight depending on your issue. So you turn the barrel adjuster there anti-clockwise to tighten, and to loosen the cable it's clockwise. Also, if you have issues where the chain is falling off the cassette, then you want to adjust either the H or the L screw in this case. And also you have a B screw, which determines the distance between the bottom of the cog and the derailleur. So the frame screw and bolts, you want to make sure that all those screws on the bike is tightened down. So it's recommended to have an Allen key set so that you can check every single screw on the bike. Now, in my case, most of the screws are Allen key, so I just need an Allen key set to go through these and make sure that they're tightened down to the recommended manufacturer's spec, and to the amount of Newton meters that they recommend. Also the seat height, the seat post clamp, etc, etc. Make sure that those are all tight before you go out. Check this frame for any scratches, any cracks, any bends or breaks. When you go through the accessories, make sure you've got your things like your bottle cage holders, your bike computers, your bike bells, mud guards, ass savers or whatever. Make sure that you have those on the bike. Also lights and reflectors, spare inner tubes if you get a puncture repair kit, a pump as well. You never know what situation you're going to end up in. That's the tyres, the wheels, brakes, drivetrain, frame and bolts, and the accessories.